Hi, good morning. You've reached What's on Scott's Mind, January, what is it, the 18th? I think it's January 18th, 19th, 18th or 19th, 2026. So, for those of you following the What's on Scott's Mind series, but also my blogs and the other things I talk about, tonight, January 19th, sorry, I just realized what day it was. Tonight is the College Football National Championship. The University of Indiana and the University of Miami playing for all the marbles, the championship. So I'm nervous as all get out. Miami's a very good team. They've, obviously they've done a really good job in this playoffs, beating a couple of very good teams. Obviously IU has played a couple of very good teams as well in the playoffs, but it's a situation where you never know, right? It's football. It's got to be played. The game's got to go. So tonight is the game, and I am on pins and needles and have been for the whole weekend. But neither here nor there. Not the intent of this What's on Scott's Mind to focus on that. Actually, today I'm looking at and thinking about and considering the mythical man year, which first of all is sexist. It should be the mythical person year. But when you think about the mythical person year, it represents what a person can do in a year, right? And of course, and I've worked in Asia, and I've worked in Europe, and I've worked all over the world, and a mythical man year evolves radically, right? If you're in France, you work 35 hours a week maximum. There's no overtime. And you don't work as many hours as in the U.S. So in the U.S., we usually base it on 2120, which is 2,120 hours, the maximum number of hours that somebody would work in a year. Based on that, right, and it varies, right, 2120 down to 18, down to 1,600 hours per year. So that's the reality, right? So now the problem is that organizations, people, and pundits are taking that concept and they're putting it into artificial intelligence and saying, well, artificial intelligence, it could do a task at 80% efficiency, which means, 80% correct for 32 minutes. But here's the reality. People don't operate like that. People don't do that. That is not the way people operate, right? I know. I work an 8-hour day. It takes me 9 hours to work the 8-hour day, completely and totally a normal thing, right? You don't work constantly. Some of the stuff, it just takes a moment. You have to step away. You have to say, okay, I'm going to focus on something else for a moment, right? Over the weekend, I was working on taxes. I was working on a chapter of my book that the publisher sent me to clean up. I varied that, right? I did one and then I did the other. And I was working on my new book, right? So I basically flip-flopped between the three. And the reason for that flip-flop was that I was trying to maintain a deep work attitude. In order to do that, I don't want to concentrate on any one task for an extended time period. It's not as effective. The human mind just doesn't work well like that, right? So when we talk about an 8-hour task, does the human actually work 8 hours, right? The concept a lot of people talk about is called hyperfocus, right? And that's where I focus on one task, and that is all I do, right? Everything else becomes a distraction that I don't notice. But the reality is you can't stay in hyperfocus mode for an extended time period. You will not. It doesn't work that way. At best, you're going to be in hyperfocus mode, I don't know, let's say out of an 8-hour period, maybe seven and a quarter hours. You're going to need breaks. You're going to need mental, you're going to need an opportunity for your brain to just turn off, right? So the reality is it's not a good comparison today. They continue to talk about it, they continue to use it, but it's not necessarily a good comparison. So I'm actually started writing a white paper after I started thinking about this on the weekend. So I'll finish the white paper up and share it on LinkedIn so that everybody can take a look at my thinking. Not that my thinking is brilliant and not that my thinking is right, just that that's where I am in terms of this is what I'm seeing. This doesn't make sense to me. What is it that what is it that we're trying to achieve here? by doing this comparison, because the reality is AI can be hyper-focused the entire time. So 32 minutes of hyperfocus may actually be equivalent to 52 to 60 minutes of human hyperfocus. Um, AI has a lot more information behind it. The human has to stop and think for a moment. The AI doesn't. So anyway, that is kind of where I'm kind of wandering right now in terms of what is the reality of the world, and ultimately where does it go from there. Thanks very much for listening. You're here for What's on Scott's Mind.